Hi there, and thanks for joining me. In this video, I thought we'd take another look at the lilac house that I'm doing up. I decided to call it Lilac Lodge as I thought that rolled rather nicely off the tongue. As you might recall, in my last video, we unboxed some of the furniture that I'd bought for the house. If you might recall, some of it was rather too large for this house. However, I thought you might like to see how I'm getting on with some more size-appropriate furniture for this house and what I've done with it so far. So I'll just open it up and we'll take a look. As you might remember, there are 3 floors to the house. And I'll start off in the bedroom first. Now the bedroom already had this wallpaper and this carpet in it, so I thought I'd stick with the same colour scheme of that sort of pinky lilac colour. And I painted all the furniture in the bedroom, so it's all pink with purple drawers and then pink handles to match. So we've got the chest of drawers, the wardrobe, the bed, and a little dressing table and the chair that all match. I've also made some bedding for the bed. So we've now got a little bedspread and a pillow. Again, we've got matching material on the dressing room stool and matching material on a little chair in the bedroom too. So it all sort of blends quite nicely together, doesn't it? And then we've got the little baby in her cot. Again, she's got a matching pillow there that I made. Now this cot was like part of a bunk bed. You might have remembered it from a previous video that I showed. And it was a bunk bed like this. It had little stairs on it and a little doll originally, I think, from my childhood. But I thought if I cut it in half, it would look a little bit like a cot. So I did that, put some trim on it to give the idea of sort of bedding, and then put the baby with her gorgeous sort of christening outfit and gown on in the bed there like that. I thought that looked rather cute. Now I didn't actually make this baby. Anyone who's watched my previous videos will know that I was very kindly gifted her from a lady whose mother used to make these beautiful dolls. But I thought she went rather nicely in the bedroom. And as we go through as well, what I'll do is I'll do close-ups of the room so you can see what I'm saying in a bit more detail. Moving on to the lounge. Now you might remember in the lounge we had that massive reindeer pattern on the walls. I decided I couldn't quite live with those big reindeers. So I printed off some wallpaper to go on the wall and also some wooden flooring for the floor. Now I haven't stuck any of this down yet because I want to work out where I'm going to put the lighting first before I stick the walls and the floors in place. But in the lounge, we've got this lovely little Art Deco unit. I think it's a wardrobe of smaller scale, but I thought it worked quite nicely in the lounge. It looks a little bit like a display cabinet or something like that, doesn't it? A little bookcase. So I thought I'd put that in the lounge. And it's also got a matching chest of drawers again, but I thought that might look a little bit like a sideboard or something with all the drawers of sort of like crockery or linen and what have you. So I thought I'd put that in the lounge as well. I try to, as much as possible, not just buy new items for the house if I don't have to, because obviously it can get rather expensive, can't it? Now we've got this little chair here. Now this chair was part of the set that I had from my childhood, and the sofa set is used in my childhood's doll's house that I've already restored. But I thought I'd use the extra chair that I'm not using in that doll's house in here, and I thought it looked rather nice. I've made a little cushion to go on it, which then matches the other cushions in the room. Now you might recall we had a red chair with a wobbly leg. This is the red chair with the wobbly leg. So I've unwobbled the legs and made them shorter, and I painted it in gold. Now apologies if you don't like gold. I'm a magpie. I love everything sparkly. So there's lots of gold that goes on in my house. So I thought that worked rather nicely. I've put some material on there for the seats as well, and again it sort of harmonises it with the other seats in the lounge. We've got this beautiful rug here. I bought this rug online and I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it really wasn't expensive, something like £3.50. And the detail in this rug is amazing. It actually looks like it's been woven. rather than just a piece of material cut out. And I cannot believe that they can make rugs like this with such detail in them. Aren't they wonderful? But I thought that rug went rather nicely in the lounge. Now I've been making a fireplace as well, and this fireplace isn't finished, so don't worry, it won't look like this. I made this yesterday, and I started off with a box. I had like a wooden box that was gifted to me from the lady whose mum made the little dolls. Actually, she used to restore dolls' houses, and it was a box that started off like this. So I thought I'll cut it in half, and that would give me the start of a fireplace. Then I cut the hole for the fireplace, and I've just put this piece of wood, balsa wood, underneath it to give the idea of a hearth. I also need to make a little grate for the coals to go in, and then I'll put some lights in there as well to give the idea of a flickering fireplace. So it's got a little way to go with this fireplace, but I've made a start, and I'll probably varnish it so it sort of blends nicely between the two halves of the room. Also in the lounge we've got sort of sideboard that I thought I'd put a TV on. I'm going to have a go at making a TV as well, and perhaps even try and put some lights in the TV this time, so see how I get on with that. And then we've got a little chair as well with the matching cushion, so it all blends nicely with the other two chairs in the room. So by and large, I thought the lounge was coming along quite nicely. I hope you do too. I was quite chuffed with what I've managed to achieve with all the things that I had, especially the chair. I never thought that red chair would look like that after a bit of restoration. It's actually quite a nice piece of furniture now, isn't it? Now moving on to the kitchen, I had this lovely kitchen table and chairs here, and I thought I'd paint them sort of more modern style. The wood was quite tatty, especially on the table and some of the chairs, so I thought I'd give it a lick of paint. So again, we've got the same purple theme going throughout the house, and I've used blue in the kitchen as well. Again, I haven't attached the floor or the wallpaper into place yet. Now you might remember this big unit. This big unit was a dark brown varnish colour. You can still see a little bit of the dark colour here on the back. And it did look quite old and quite tatty. So again, I thought I'd give that a lick of paint and harmonised it with the kitchen. I thought it ended up looking quite nicely. I might remember as well, I've actually got a crockery set that I bought. So what I'll try and do is I think I'll try and display this crockery set as well as some other bits and pieces on these shelves. But I won't worry about that yet until I've finished moving it around to do the lighting and what have you. I've also got a little trolley, which I thought worked quite nicely in the kitchen as a little kitchen trolley. And then the little cooker, I did buy this cooker for this house, you might remember from my unboxing video, and the little fridge as well. And we've got the sink. Now you might remember the sink, it was white with red doors, and the doors matched this table here. Now I decided not to use the red table because I didn't think it was really necessary, because I had this lovely one here that I'd already painted blue. So I painted this unit blue and then painted the red doors purple so it matches the rest of the kitchen. I think it goes quite nicely in there. I'll just pop everything back into approximate place, as I haven't quite decided where everything is going to go yet. Depends what sort of lighting I do with it in the end. So I'm thinking of putting, you can see I've got some lamps in here, so I'm going to put lighting into these lamps that you can see here. I'm going to put lighting in the cooker so it looks like the cooker's on, so I'll put like an LED orange flickering light in the cooker like I did in my other doll's house that I've got in my window, my childhood doll's house that I restored. So I'll do the same with that cooker because that worked quite nicely. So I'm thinking of putting lighting in the TV when I finish making that. Lighting in the fireplace. Again, that would be a flickering orange light for the fireplace. So I've got these little lamps here I had in my lighting stash, so I'll light those up. And then I'm debating, or haven't quite decided yet, whether or not to put ceiling lights in. So I've got these lovely ceiling lights here. And they would go rather nicely in each of the rooms because the colour sort of blends quite nicely. With the lights, you've got blue, pink, yellow and green on them already. So it actually works quite nicely in any of the rooms. And I've got 3 of those. One of them is a slightly different style. But I would need to obviously drill up through the ceiling and have wire coming out the top here to perhaps the side. Normally I would put a box for the wiring on the back, but obviously I can't do that because it's designed to be hung on a wall. So I would have to perhaps either have the box up here where it's hidden by the front of the house, or I could have the box on the side for the wiring. I haven't yet decided. That's something I still need to do. So as you can see, the furniture that I unboxed the other day for this house would have been enormous in here. I mean, you had had an enormous fireplace and an enormous mirror and some quite large chairs as well. I mean, I do like these wooden chairs. I think they're rather nice, but they're rather big and they would take over way too much room in the house, wouldn't they? But it's not a waste. I've still got another 2 1/12 scale dolls houses that I'm restoring. We've done a video on the sunny one that's got the windows all the way around it. I decided to call that Sunny View Villa. So again, I thought that rolled rather nicely. And I've also got a Victorian style doll's house as well that I haven't done a video on yet, but I'll also be restoring that too. So I've definitely got the doll's house bug, haven't I? Okay, so as promised, it's a close-up of what we've been doing. So here's the bedroom. We've got the baby in her cot, little chair with matching seat, dressing table, the bed, the wardrobe, and the little chest of drawers. Looking at the lounge, we've got the lovely wooden sort of art deco piece in the corner there. Little chest of drawers, the 2 little seats, the fireplace that's still in progress, the beautiful rug, and the unit the TV is going to go on, and a little chair in the corner too. And we've got matching pillows on both of the seats as well. And looking at the kitchen, we've got the table and chairs, the big unit at the back for the cookery to go on, little trolley, a cooker, the fridge, and the sink too. So I hope you've enjoyed that video, seeing how I'm getting on with Lilac Lodge. I've made quite a bit of progress, but I've still got a lot to do. Don't forget to leave your comments below. I absolutely love getting everyone's comments and suggestions. It's just really, really wonderful hearing everyone's ideas, and as I say, everyone's so knowledgeable. It's a pleasure to read your comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.